Hey YouTubers and YouTuberettes, ConorArmCEO here. Welcome to episode 6 Afterthought of The Flash. And boy, that was an episode worth remembering what I've just seen. Starts off with Ralph getting his own emblem, the EM, the elongated man symbol that he will have placed on his chest for the rest of his life. But first, he still wants to solve his missing case involving a woman. And this time, Barry wanted to keep a close eye on him so he can end things a little bit quicker, so he can present him to National City as the Elongated Man and the newest protector of Starling City. Sorry, not Starling, Central City, which was, if I was in his shoes, that would be like a huge honour ever, and I wouldn't be able to stop talking about it. Well, and by Ralph, he probably wouldn't. And, let's see what else. That black hole guy, Jester? Did I say his name right? If I haven't, the name has slipped my mind, as it has through most of characters I've been introduced to. Has finally awoken from his little cell to help him contain or remove his black hole abilities, and he started to go all Tom Cruise and Star Labs, except he kept his pants on. And luckily, he was able to go through security and look himself up, and a little too late for him to find out that he is technically dead. But thanks to the help of Cecile, he was able to put himself back on his feet, and gave him a credit card and whatnot. And he wanted to do what he always wanted to do before it all happened, was to ask this girl out. And he ordered a huge load of coffee, and in his ear was having the assist of Cecile and using her empath abilities, which of course he told the guy. She told the guy. Yeah. And Allegra found Wells once again, but this Wells is not exactly coming to terms for keeping his mouth shut. Yeah. And he gave her a deal about telling her all about metahumans, doppelgangers, and the multiverse and the upcoming crisis, which of course would probably cost her her job, and probably, all as far as we know, they'll probably think she's insane, or probably agree with her since look where she's living. And he thought it was a good idea to mention that her boss's husband is also the Scarlet Speedster. Yeah, he thought that was a very nice idea. And to use her abilities to open the dimensional portal where the monitor goes in and out from, and there was a hidden message, but luckily he was able to record it. And he said, and I quote, "You remind me of somebody." And she says, "Another doppelganger?" And he said, "You can say that." And now that I'm thinking, in his world, those two are our daughter and father. Maybe. Just maybe. And let's see. What else? So Ralph and Barry go undercover. Went all James Bond. And when I mean by James Bond, I mean seriously James Bond, saying their last and first names. And met this guy who is really into his jewellery that has a little bit of a spark. Yeah. And just as soon as they were about to figure out what was going on, known as the Rain of Fire, was to target enemies' countries and to wipe them out with a push of a button, Allegra's sister decided to show up and ruin the whole thing by stopping Barry and Ralph from doing their job. Yeah, Ultraviolet made an honoured appearance. And both Cecile and Jester, I hope I got his name right, please help me, they were having a little bit of a spat. They were stuck in loops, and it turns out that he has to have confidence in himself to actually ask this girl that he likes himself, and for Cecile to embrace her metahuman attorney gig. And luckily she did, and she had her business cards printed out, and gave the man a job to work in Star Labs, which was awesome. But luckily Ralph and Barry managed to stop the device, and it did explode when it was a second from cancellation, which was good. If it fell into the wrong hands, I'm glad it's in pieces. And then the big ceremony happened. The Flash introduced Elongated Man and gave him his official emblem, but Elongated Man and Joe was far from finished. They called out Barry Allen and to give him his years of service, the Medal of Honor, which was amazing. That's it's unbelievably amazing, and I really am a bit disappointed that I didn't get to react to it. But as you've seen in my blog, you know why. And while Ralph was having a little bit of time to himself after he gave Iris a little bit of information of how Ultraviolet escaped, with a little help of one of the males in the photos, Caitlin's ex-friend, or should I call him the Metavamp, decided to surprise Ralph from behind it and knock him off the roof, so that means he wants him for something. So I guess we're going to have to figure it out in the next episode. So, you all know what to do. And I finally got the dates worked out. That the first ever biggest crossover of the year, first time ever, the first part of Crisis on Infinite Earths will be the Supergirl episode, and it will take place on December 8th. And I will definitely prepare myself for that. And then we have Batwoman, and then we have The Flash, and then it's going to take a little break on the mid-season final. And then on the mid-season premiere, it's 2 more parts of the Crisis, and it's going to be continued with Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. And I am super psyched to see the voice of the 1990s Batman, Kevin Conroy, to fulfill his Batman destiny, to appear as the live action Bruce Wayne / Batman, but from the Kingdom Come comics. And also, the original Robin from the Adam West TV series has been told he's going to be in the show, but we don't know who he's going to be. But anyway, I'm super psyched to see it. So until then, YouTubers and YouTuberettes, see you in the next Afterthought.